Good evening, guys and girls. Just a quick one this evening. It's going to be a very quick one, as I've had a very busy weekend, so I've got lots and lots to do. But there's also something that just crossed my mind that us guys are in this together, of course. So there's also lots of stuff that I believe we should share. And there's a couple of things this week. A couple of them are just interesting, and a couple of them could save you a lot of money if you act right now. And that's something, again, this is what Crash Clinic is all about. So I haven't heard much moans in the last few weeks, which has been quite surprising. Either that's because I've been off air or you guys have stopped moaning. So the industry must be perfect, which I know it isn't. Market study. Are they really as bad as they're the only people that I see people moaning about at the moment? All over LinkedIn, people complaining. People have had cars stored for over a year. I've got major problems with market study as well. I know a lot of you guys have. I've had it with total losses. They don't want to pay it for total losses. They're leaving claims. Now, I talked about this last week. Claims managed badly costs thousands, adds up to millions over the period of course, which is outrageous. And I think market study are a prime example of that. So market study, if you want to get in touch, I can help you massively to narrow down and make your processes a lot better if you wish, because you need to sort it out. It must be costing you guys millions, which in turn costs us guys millions, and in turn costs the customer, the insured, millions, which is outrageous. So I just wanted to touch on, there was a couple of things. I've had a couple of issues where at the moment this year just seems to be, nothing shocks me anymore at the moment. I've got quite a few courtesy vehicles, and my vehicles, quite a few of them are Ford, which I've always loved Fords over the years, thought Ford were fantastic vehicles, until we had a car just before Christmas, engine blew up, and the engine, it was a EcoSport, and we called Ford, of course. Got to be honest, they took the vehicle in quite quickly, replaced the engine, gave us it back. Fantastic. So I wasn't going to moan about that or complain about it. They did what they should have done, and they replaced the engine. Lo and behold, over Christmas, I had a customer in a car that called us up and said, the engine's just blown up on this Ford Focus. So we're like, wow, it's a low mileage vehicle. It was a lovely car. So we called Ford again. Ford took the vehicle in to have a look at. And I think it was today they told me that they're not going to honour that engine. Worse than that at the moment, while that was out, I've got a van that's been out to a customer. The van engine has blown up. The van engine blew up probably about 4 to 6 weeks ago. Now, literally a week after the engine had blown up, a week after we'd put a new engine into the vehicle, we got a letter which was a recall from Ford. Wow. Cam belt problem. They wanted to come in and check it. Obviously, it's causing problems. So I've got 3 Fords at the minute with blown up engines. One's been replaced and 2 haven't. 2 have cost me a lot of money. Now, Ford have turned around categorically on the one and said no. I said, do you want to, relook at that? And they've said no. So what I'm probably going to do on here is I'm going to take that claim to task. I'm going to go through it all this week and see where we stand with it, warranty wise, etc. And as long as I think we've got a good case, I'm going to push on, because I can't believe that they've replaced one engine and they're not going to replace the other engine. They've tried to use everything. They looked into it. Then their final straw was they wanted all the service history. It's a low mileage, perfect service history. And they then said that they wanted to have the engine stripped down at our cost. And I said, look, go away. Stop doing that. That's going to prove nothing. The engine's dry. It's burnt out. It blew up. So you stripping the engine down isn't going to prove what oil was in it. Isn't going to prove anything else. It's pointless. Brett, how you doing, matey? Hope you're okay. I'm pretty sure everyone like us, I think the reason it's all gone quiet out there is that bit of rain, that bit of snow has made us all absolutely heaving again, which is great. But are we making any money? That's going to come out with all the bills still going up. I think the next few months we'll be settling down to see what kind of profits we're all making, which will be interesting. So anyway, Ford have given me a massive problem with blown up engines. Now, this is all in a day's running of a business, of course. I've also got a courtesy car that's been out with a customer. I'm not going to tell you who the company is yet, but it's so it's my courtesy car. It's been out. It was stolen whilst on another customer's insurance, and it was unfortunately involved in a murder. So I believe it was ram raided. The police won't allow anyone to look at this vehicle because it's in such a state. And because it's involved in a serious murder investigation, I've been told I will not be getting the vehicle back anytime soon. This has been going on for, I think we're just about to tip 1 year. So I've had a vehicle off the road for a year, insured somewhere else, nothing to do with my fault, gone missing, and I still can't get paid out for that vehicle. Should I be paid out for it? Should the insurer be paying me out? Should they be writing it off? Because I know insurer would be writing the claim off, wouldn't they, if it was costing them money? But it's my vehicle, but it was on someone else's insurance. I think that insurance company should be paying me out because I've had a car less for a year now, which I think is, again, outrageous. These are just, I like to just throw problems that we all have to face in this industry, which you can all be hit with. So another horrific situation. So I've got 3 engines blown up. I've got a write-off that I can't get paid out for. And I've got 5 total loss claims going on at the moment, which I'm going to name and shame. I think a lot of people at the moment are very scared of naming and shaming, etc. So it's quite wrong. But I'm only going to keep it quick today, guys, because I'm going to be working late. I've got quite a lot to do. And one of the issues that I've come up against, which I think you guys should be looking at, is your own business rates. Again, this is all overheads. These are all costs. Now, I spoke to my, funny enough, phoned up the council about a business rates payment that they thought they hadn't had. Turns out they had the payment, of course. But the lady that I was speaking to said to me, oh, you might want to check your rates. They've just gone through the roof. But wow, now I'm in Birmingham, of course. Don't know where you guys are around the country, but this time of year is the time when they suddenly hit you with rates reviews. Now, I can tell you that the lady told me the whole of the country, the rates reviews are going through the roof. Now, obviously, the government are desperate to get money in, desperate to make more money. I notice fines and everything's going, it's getting outrageous, to be honest. But this is something that could affect every single one of you repairers and any other businesses to that extent. Mine have gone from, I think it was 17,000 to 31. 17,000 to 31. And I said, under what reason have they just doubled or gone over double? And she just said, well, I can't get involved in all that, but you might want to write into them because you've only got 28 days from the assessment date to get this to sort of challenge it. So that's what I'm doing in a minute. I've decided that's my priority tonight, is to get that letter written in, because it was about 2 weeks ago when I found out about that. But I just suddenly thought, as I'm about to do that this evening, I think I should point it out to you guys, because I actually think it's probably worth anyone who's paying rates. If you're renting and you're responsible for the rates, I would make that phone call to your council, because rates are just going through the roof. I'm outraged that mine have gone over double. So I'm just going about to now to write to appeal it, to say, why have you done that? Under what, what reasoning is there that you've just suddenly whacked my rates through the roof? Well, that's, again, obviously everything affects our profitability. We've got, gas has gone up, electric's gone up, rates have gone up, all our paint materials and everything else is going, everything's going through the roof, which means our labor rates have also got to go through the roof, I'm afraid. Something's got to happen, because just as you think the rates are increasing slightly, we get hit with other things, and they're all business overheads. So check your rates. My message out there to everyone this week is make that phone call, because what normally happens is in a few months' time, they say, oh, well, you should have challenged that. Like, we sent you out a letter. Challenge your rates. I'm just doing mine tonight. I've printed off this form here. It's a decision of the valuation proposal, because it's gone up through the roof. And I'm absolutely gobsmacked. But there you go. We know that the governments have got to get money in. The councils have got to get money in. So that's their way of doing it. Always hitting the small businesses. Check your rates. Give them a call tomorrow and find out if you can. Just on another light note, before I finish up, because I'm going to go and get mine done, see if I can save some money. Claims Line just had something else come through this week from the Claims Line. Dealerships and body shops. The dealership world has changed immensely over the past decade. Our services are designed to meet these evolving challenges. Why choose Claims Line? Claims Line, don't know who they are. If you know anything about them yourself, I just did a little bit of digging in it, because they seem to have used you can get your 90% of invoice paid in 48 days. Terms are £70 an hour and £89 an hour for Prestige. but it looks to me like they've just copied. I'm going to actually, I've got one here somewhere, the ABP rating guide, because this looks just like it just looks like they've sort of cut it out of the ABP and plunked it onto their headed paper. And it looks like their fees to me. Anyhow, I did a little bit of looking as I thought, who are this company that have just popped up? And it turns out, I think they're they're actually trading as Click Drive Media Limited. Click Drive Media Limited. So it's always quite strange when you see a media company coming into our industry when it's already tight enough as it is. So I don't know. I think they're asking for work from you guys. Rates seem pretty good. But again, don't know anything about them. Don't know if anyone else knows anything about them. But this is the kind of things we should be passing on. If you can get £70 an hour, paid in 48 hours, could be good to somebody. So again, if you've had that or not had that, you can go online to Claims Line, another new company where they need your work. But if you've got nowhere where you're placing work, earning good rates, it sounds pretty good to me. Anyway, guys, that was it for tonight. I wanted to keep it short because I'm going to go and fill that in. Check your rates, guys. It's gone through the roof. We have enough problems going on. I can talk about those all day, but I just wanted to bring a couple of things that might save you some money. This lady said to me, if you don't do it quickly, you'll lose all the rights to do so, to challenge it. So that was my concern for you guys, and is why I'm going to go and do it right now. Challenge it. Check it. That's the biggest thing. Even if you haven't had the letter, I would still make the phone call and say, hey, can you tell me what my rates are, or have they increased at all? Because, as I say, that's not a little increase. That's a massive increase. And the lady, luckily, I would not have known anything if I hadn't made that phone call where she said, you might want to check your rates. I was like, wow. So I'm thinking, if I might want to check them, you guys must as well. So, guys, I'll come back next week. If you've got any problems in the industry, I can't see there's not been any. I know we're all very busy. And it's probably why it's been a little bit quieter. We're very, very busy. The weather's affecting us quite drastically. But if there's anything you want to talk about, guys, anybody wants to come onto the show and talk about anything, please get in touch. Let me know. Check your rates. I'll come up with something again next week, and I'll probably tell you a little bit more about the Ford engine problem. Have you got anything? Have you got any Fords that have blown up? Very interesting. I'd like to know, because I think it's outrageous that they're getting away with. Obviously, they've done a defect somewhere. On my last one, they admitted that they'd made, I think it was a radiator too small, I think it was. So they were replacing the engine and a slightly bigger radiator or cooler system. So there is problems out there, but I'm caught with 3 engines, and I'm caught with a total loss that I can't get paid out with. Is there any other issues like this, guys, that you are suffering in your day-to-day business? Drop me a line and we'll talk about them and try and look into them. Take care, gang, and we'll see you next week, of course, and hopefully I'll have some content for you that will be of interest, and we'll see you soon. Take care, gang. All the best.